What's going on, YouTube? Fuzzy Wuzzy with his Mazda. Back from the yard. That's the old engine there. This is the new lump, alright? As Mike Brewer would say, calls it a lump. This is from a 2008. It's got 96,000 miles on it. Typical junkyard fashion. It's dirty. They grill it out of the car. They just cut shit. I'm seeing a couple differences. That exhaust manifold's different. This wiring harness is different. I don't got a battery cable on that end. So, man, I'm just gonna strip this fucking guy down. Strip it down. Swap everything over. Because I don't know every difference between a 2006 and 8, but apparently there's some. So, yeah. Ooh, there you go. She's as naked as she's gonna get. I could put the new intake manifold on it and dress it a little bit before it goes in, but man, I'll just put it in like this. The more room I got, the easier it'll be. I stripped it down over here. You got to keep all your parts separated. I know if there's anything over here, it's all shit from the 08. Here's something I thought was pretty neat. The factory exhaust is a header. I think that's cool. You don't see that too often. At least I don't. Alright, I'll set you up on the tripod and get this piece of shit in here. Woo! Alright. She's successfully made it together. Let me put that front mount in that we refurbished. That wasn't bad. Not teabag. Cool. I'll get the rest of the bolts in, bring you back. Well, shit, YouTube. Finishing up my bolts there. And, man, do you see what I see? Where the fuck does that compressor go? Son of a diddly, I gotta change the pan. I didn't know that. Apparently that's one of the things that are different. Well, that's another gasket I didn't plan on buying, but it is what it is. I didn't know they were different. Sucks. Alright, YouTube. There are problems. Man, I'm shitting a fucking brick. I was not happy. I was putting the torque converter bolts on while the oil pan's off. Because it's a lot easier. That way I don't got to work through this fucking starter hole. And then the engine wouldn't turn over. I could only get it to turn so far. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? So I pulled the valve cover off. And the chain, it doesn't look, it doesn't have excessive slop. Okay? And it's fucking beautiful inside. This is a very, very clean engine. Very clean. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I pulled the plugs out. Well, there was water down in here. Okay? But this one spark plug wasn't all the way tight. And I could see a little bit of water in there. Okay? So let me fucking take her up in the air. See if I can get her to spin now. I put the other spark plug in. So if it does spit up a bunch of water, it just doesn't go into that hole. Oh, buddy, I hope that's it. Alright, let's see if we can spin it. No, fuck. What in the fuck is going on here? Why can't I spin this thing? It just fucking stops. It's a hard stop. Fuck. I don't know what to do, YouTube. I don't want to pull the engine apart. I mean, I just got it and I fucking drove an hour to get it. Fuck. Alright, YouTube. Here's the scoop. I pulled the engine back out because I didn't know what was going on. Pulled the timing cover off and everything was in good order. The problem is when I was trying to rotate the engine to get the torque converter bolts on, I was hitting a dead stop. And as you've seen earlier, I'm sorry for the lighting, but you know, when you think you got a bad motor, filming is not the first thing in your mind. You're fucking pissed off, you're frustrated, and I really didn't give a shit. I was doing something. So what happened was, these Mazda motors are fucking stupid, and I'm stupid for not knowing it. The Mazda motors are stupid for designing it. The crankshaft was spinning, okay? The cams weren't. This whole chain wasn't moving. And that's because I pulled the harmonic balancer off. That balancer there. And I pulled it off for two reasons. One, to get the engine in, so I had room. And two, because that's only width for a single belt. Well, I had two belts on the original one because of the AC compressor, which is why I had to change the pan, also because of the AC compressor. So when you do that, you fuck up the timing. This crank bolt is a very important bolt. It's like a sandwich. You got the two sprockets, and then you got the harmonic balancer, and that bolt squeezes it all together so that it turns as an assembly. Okay? So without that bolt, when I was spinning it over to put the torque converter bolts in, the crank was spinning, but these weren't, and I knocked it out of time. Well, fuck, man. I didn't... What the fuck is that? I didn't know that that's how that worked. I'm glad I did what I did, in a sense, because had I hit the key... Had I hit the key, you know, when it was done, I would have fucked something up for sure. Because the valves were hitting, definitely. But spinning it over by hand and not forcing it, I didn't hurt it. So I guess it's kind of a blessing. I found it before I tried to start it. I pulled it back out just because I didn't know what was going on. After I seen that, and now a lot of poking around on the internet, now I know. That is a torque to yield bolt, so I can't put it together. I had to order a bolt. It'll be here in a couple days. The torque to yield bolt and the friction washers. In between these set of gears is a friction washer, and then there's another friction washer that's there. So it takes a special tool to time it. You know, there's a bolt that goes in the side of the block a certain length that acts like a crank stop, and then another one that holds the cam, so it'll hold both at top dead center. And since it all gets timed by how tight you tighten that bolt right there, I could put the engine in and I could do the timing later. So I'm gonna put the cover back on, I'm gonna put the engine in, do what I gotta do, go as far as I can until my bolt gets here. Hey, what a mess. It's a hard way to learn this type of shit, but as a DIYer, you know, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. Alright. That's it for this one, YouTube. Next time you see it, I'll be putting the engine in just like back to normal. Alright, thanks for watching, YouTube. Peace.